then you don't know how to cook. Now, please hear me out on this before you judge and jump to conclusions. And I apologize for the very wrinkly shirt, just ignore that. I personally believe that just because you can make a meal doesn't mean you can cook. I personally believe that most people are challenged in the kitchen and cooking department nowadays. From just seeing my friends and some people close to me, how they go about the kitchen clearly lets me know that just because they end up with something to eat at the end of the day does not mean they know how to cook. And real chefs will agree with me on this one. Because if you know how to cook, cooking takes three things. First is preparation. If you know how to cook, you already know what you're going to get out, what you already need, the tools and the materials you need in order to prepare a great meal before you even enter the kitchen. You are prepared. You're prepared mentally, you're prepared energetically, and you're prepared with that list of things you need. Most of the time, you already went to the store, you got the missing ingredients. That's the first step, is preparation. It's crucial. Most people skip this first step and just immediately jumped into step number 2, which is cook and clean. Why is it cook and clean? It's because cleaning is just as important as cooking. Most people, when they're cooking, they make a mess. And then they plan on cleaning it after the meal. Well, what usually happens after the meal is you sit down, you relax, and the cleaning never gets done. And all you get is a messier and messier and messier kitchen or cooking environment, to the point where nobody wants to go in there or touch anything. So cleaning is a huge part of cooking, because real chefs, as they're cooking, they're cleaning up as they go, so that way they have a clean cooking and preparation area immediately after to cook something else, clean it up, cook something else, clean it up, cook something else. Boom. That's the process. Real chefs know. And of course, the third and the most important step is to enjoy the meal, to really revel in the energy of the meal, to enjoy the meal, to allow the meal to settle, to re-energize yourself, to feel that love and energy from planet Earth that is giving you this beautiful nutrition. To the people that prepared it, especially if it's you, when you prepare something, give love to the meal, right? You want to imbue the meal with love whenever you're cooking it, especially if you're cooking it for somebody you love. You want to put extra love in. And if you're cooking it for yourself, of course you love yourself, so you want to add that little extra love for yourself, because I know that if you're like me, sometimes you can definitely miss a little self-love. If you're like me, you can kind of get down on yourself sometimes. So a little extra love, especially during mealtime, never hurt anybody. Give yourself that moment, give yourself that break, and reset during the meal. Really chew slow, allow your body to digest, and re-energize, and let's go. And I think that's where a lot of people fail. They either rush through the meal and never pay attention to anything around them, or worse, watch television or documentaries. I know I'm guilty of that sometimes. But if you slow down, if you enjoy your meal, then you're completing that third leg of the stool, and you have a complete experience. You prepared for something, you cooked and cleaned through it, so feels good to have a nice space. You cooked a beautiful meal with love. You put a bunch of love in there. You cleaned as you went, so you have a nice, fresh space when you're done. And then you really gave yourself that moment to re-energize. So that way, you can be there for everybody that you love. That's what meals and cooking is truly about. So I would gander to say that if you don't complete those 3 things, then you don't know how to cook. And go ahead, tell me that you know how to cook because you can press a couple buttons on the microwave and you get something at the end of the day. Stop it. Again, I apologize for the wrinkled shirt. I promise we'll get better. My name is Rusnikita. Thank you for watching to the end. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Really helps me and really appreciated by me. I'll see you in the next one. Let's get it. Let's go.